Hi everyone, how is everyone doing? Obviously this video is going to be a little bit different. It didn't seem appropriate to just come on here and do a beauty video. I don't necessarily think that everything in the media should be about the virus right now. So I just wanted to do more of a kind of just sit down, chit chat with you guys, but more so than anything, bring you a little bit of hope. I think in times like this, it is so important to spread some cheer and to just spread some hope. And so what I want to offer you is just some ideas, some things to think about, and basically just like little ways to almost distract ourselves and in a way bring us more together as a community, as people, and as resourceful of humans that we are. So like many others, I was scared last week, and I feel when I did go into therapy, it was impossible to not talk about what was going on in the world. I knew that obviously my therapist can't just be like, it's gonna be fine, and unfortunately that's not something she can do. It would be amazing if it were, but I knew that she would have amazing words that at least would put me at ease, and basically those are the words that I do want to share with you guys. Her words, which have really stuck with me for these last couple of days, are that in situations like this, we often end up seeing more the good in people rather than the bad. When we come out on the other side, I do think it will be humbling for all of us. And at the end of the day, I do think that no matter what happens, I do think that we have our neighbors' backs and our friends, and so many stories of clients that I've even heard in the last couple of days where their elderly neighbor across the street that they haven't talked to, And I think when something like this happens, I think we're often afraid because somehow I think we're so used to really living alone. And I know that that sounds really weird because in our day-to-day lives where we're going to work, we're constantly around people. But I think when things are good, when we're healthy and the economy is good and everything's working the way it's supposed to, it's very easy for us to just focus, I think, a lot more on money and just, getting, everything on our to-do list done. And I don't think we connect with people as much as we probably should. Another positive of self-quarantine or, distancing yourself from others is that pets spend so much more time with you. So honestly, try and focus on the good. I mean, in every situation, even a terrible situation, there will be some positivity there if you are willing to find it. Also, for parents of younger children that are home from school, instead of thinking, how am I going to teach them? How am I going to, take care of them? How am I going to entertain them? Just, in what other lifetime have you really just had this free time to spend with your family? So really take that time to just kind of love each other a little bit more and really enjoy the positive that is all around us at all times. And it's just sometimes so easy to just focus on the main negative. My heart really does go out to parents of young children that, either have to work and have no one to care for their children, or have to leave work and pay bills. I've really been thinking about, single moms, also pregnant women right now. But again, with what I mentioned earlier, I really think everything will be okay. I think everyone is doing the absolute best that they can do to both take care of themselves and everyone around them. I also have a big heart for doctors and nurses and everything that they are doing for us right now. I had a client a couple days ago who actually works for a company that is actually manufacturing the tests right now. And these stories that she has shared about how they really structured the business to basically where they're open 24 hours a day. They are working nonstop to try and make these absolutely as fast as possible. And just a little story, I was at Trader Joe's this morning in my mask, and I've been refraining from using the mask too much just because I personally feel the more we show or do something that is so different, I just feel like even wearing that mask around a child, I fear that that child's going to be like, oh my gosh, things really are scary and holy crap, I see more and more people wearing these masks and stuff like that. I've just been trying to live as normal as possible for as long as we can possibly while it's still safe. But anyway, at Trader Joe's, I was in line. I noticed that after every single guest that's checking out, they were coming in disinfecting everything from the pay pad to register to where things were being scanned. They were switching out gloves and then basically setting up for, ringing up the next guest. And this sounds so silly, but I almost got choked up in that moment. Wow, here is a complete stranger doing the absolute best they can. They've obviously in just the last couple of days have gotten trained. They're doing absolutely everything they can to keep us healthy and safe. And that was exactly the point I was trying to make earlier, and how we really do have each other's back. I mean, not only is it the law, and of course we're going to try and do the absolute best that we can, I almost feel that in a way it's showing how even a stranger is showing care for you, and care is love. But anyway, I know that I don't have facts or numbers or things that are really just going to completely ease your mind. I absolutely wish I did. I'm going to go a little into activities and things that we've been doing here in our household that have kept us busy, and just some things that you can do to keep yourselves and your family occupied as well. So one thing I actually started doing this actually a couple weeks ago, and that is workouts from home. And we used to have an elliptical, and I've always done like cardio and stuff like that at home, but about 3 weeks or so I started doing Pilates at home, and I had never done that, and I feel like it's completely revolutionized how I think about workouts. To me, a workout has always been has to be strenuous, you have to be crazy sweating, and you have to be in pain for it to work. And for those reasons, many times I would put off a workout. With Pilates, it's more like lower resistance but high impact, meaning I can do a 25-minute workout and be completely sore the next day, but I wasn't dying in pain as I was doing it. And how I've been doing it is just finding videos on YouTube. Once I find one that I like, I will make a note of it. So basically for almost 2 weeks, I didn't repeat not even one workout. And I'm amazed at the amount of content there is on YouTube just around Pilates or a more specific workout kind of session. This is probably the first time ever that I'm excited to do a workout. And so what I've been doing is trying to fit at least 4 in a week. And obviously now with having a little bit more free time, I'm going to be happy to do literally 1 each day. Working out is absolutely incredible for your mental health state, but also, of course, your physical state. And I think that's one of the most important things that I feel like you can do now. All the workouts that I've been doing, literally all they require is a mat. Not even dumbbells, not a single piece of equipment. So you don't have to have this crazy home gym to be able to do these. So as long as you have a TV or even an iPad or tablet where you can just put a video on, basically in any little corner of any room in the house, you can do these workouts. Another thing we've been doing is painting. That's always been a huge passion of mine. I can say that in the last 10 years, I've probably painted 2 things, and that's mainly just due to time. Like I said, it's obviously something I absolutely love to do. But not only does it take time, it takes time to actually get stuff out and get started. So Adam and I yesterday decided to get all of our paint stuff out, and anytime that we just feel bored, it's there, we're ready to go. And honestly, you don't have to be this master artist, you don't have to be an amazing painter, but honestly, painting to me is just so therapeutic. Just like the way music can be, or cooking, or anything like that, I feel like from a very young age, I discovered that painting was that for me. Can't begin to explain how painting got me through definitely my first heartaches and breakups. And I do understand how artists really have put out their best work in a time of kind of crisis or more depressive kind of states. I don't know what it is about heavier emotions, always produce better work. Songwriters will always tell you that their best songs came, after a very devastating time in their life. It's absolutely one of my favorite activities to just let your brain flow freely and happily. Another activity that I've been taking on a lot more is reading. And this for me, I have to admit, is pretty new. I was definitely one of those people that in high school, I hated reading. I would absolutely avoid it any way that I could. I used to always think that it had to do with the fact that I grew up learning 2 languages. From the moment that I was in kindergarten, I was bilingual and not only speaking a different language at home, but I was actually learning 2 languages at school. But I feel last year I actually really got into just reading more books, and self-help is always my go-to. So whatever it is that you like, I feel like once I do pick up a book, I'll easily read 30 to 40 pages and like not want to let it go. And every time I read, I'm like, why didn't I do this more often? But like most everyone, I think it's time. So one thing I've been doing, especially now that we have more time, I've been actually blocking out time almost daily to do this. And I actually have probably 9 books that I own right now that I want to read and I haven't gotten to, so definitely excited to dive into those. Another thing I think we can really do more of now is to call a friend. Like I said, I feel like in times of crisis, more often than not, I think humans connect on a deeper level. I myself, I'm the worst at this. I feel like once I hang out with my friends, once I'm in person, I feel like I am very open and it almost feels like we've never been distant. But the second that I'm away, I'm just the worst at calling or texting friends. I really am. It's something that I really want to fix about myself. And anytime a friend reaches out and texts me, I always just feel almost guilty. Like, I've thought about her probably 4 times yesterday. Why didn't I text her? So that is another thing that I definitely want to do more of in this free time, is to really connect to my friends, my family members, and the people that are on my mind and in my heart at all times. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier, just spending more time with our pets. Olive's definitely gotten a lot more walks since we've been home, and I think she's definitely appreciating that. And anytime that you can get out and get a little bit of vitamin D is also great for you. So it's a win-win for both. Whether you are this incredible chef or not, cooking really is the only thing that you can do that involves all of your senses. So I normally cook about 4 to 5 times a week. Now that we're home, we're also eating lunch at home. So one of our favorite things is to save a little bit of leftovers from dinner. Say if we're having, a protein and, maybe a vegetable, maybe a starch for dinner. For lunch, I'll make a lighter version with the leftovers. I'll just put it over a big bed of greens. Basically just make it like a power bowl, and it's a great healthy lunch. That doesn't take a lot of effort, but you still feel really good eating because it's good wholesome food that you've made yourself. And also baking. Baking is a big passion of mine also, but definitely refrain from doing it a lot because then I have to eat what I've made. A new page on Instagram that I am just absolutely obsessed with is Ariel Laurie. I will link her. She has a podcast. She's all about like wellness and healthy eating. And she has incredible vegan like dessert recipes. I'm so inspired by her like clean eating and just all the yummy things that she posts. I'm always just like, yes, I want it all. And really just excited to make some new fun, tasty treats. And of course, I've seen a lot of posts on lists of incredible movies to watch. Obviously, in the time of Netflix, this is probably the best time to be quarantined. So we really try and not turn on any screens other than stuff for work during the day. And really only get some TV time like after dinner. I think it's a good little piece of advice to not necessarily rely on screens for entertainment. Really try and stay busy, try and keep your mind active, your body active, and then towards the end of the day, it's definitely okay to just relax and obviously watch and catch up on, fun things that you've been wanting to watch. Favorite series of mine, which is actually on YouTube, is the whole Architecture Digest series where celebrities bring you into their home. I think it's a very classy and artsy way of showing off your crib. So if that's not a series you've checked out, I definitely recommend it. I just saw Dakota Johnson's this morning and her place is absolutely incredible. So check that out if you haven't. All right, guys, that is it for this video. And thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that this has inspired you a little bit and hopefully just put a smile on your face today. And yeah, so my last bit of advice is stay positive, don't hoard things, create. Finally have the time to do so. And I really do think we're all going to be okay. We'll come out of this much stronger, and I will just leave you with this here.